With Darcy Findlay, the Nepean Raiders with, I guess, 6 out of your last 10. A few weeks ago, you were the hottest team in the CCHL. You'd won 4 in a row.
Yeah, you know what, we've come on since the break, and you know what, the guys have just bared down and focused more on the task at hand. And you know what, I'd like to think they understand what's at stake here in the last 8 games that we do have this season, which is to make the playoffs, and you know what, the hard battle that it's going to take to get there.
Yeah, it looks like there's 3, maybe 4 teams in the mix for that 7th and 8th playoff spot.
Well, we usually play a Wednesday, Friday, Sunday during a week, and you know what, if you lose all 3 of those, you can go from 7th to 11th and bounce back up from 11 to 9 the next week. So stressful, but at the end of the day, you can only control one thing, and that's your own team. So we'll see how it goes.
Just before the break in December, you were talking about your team Sunday games. Or lack thereof, as far as success at home. Has that improved any, Darcy?
It has. You know what? We still change up our game day routines here and there, but you know what? Again, I think the guys have got some experience, so they're starting to carry that over each week. And we obviously have so many new faces. I think we only have 5 returning guys or 4 returning guys now. So, you know what? They're learning every week. They're learning what it takes, and you know what? That's just going to carry forward the rest of this season and as well as next year.
You're up 3-2 in this season series, and actually you've split here. What's been this series to date in your eyes?
Goaltending. You know what, I think
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you know what, each night I think both teams compete extremely hard. I think special teams are fairly even overall. You know what, I think it just came down to making some saves when they mattered most. I think both teams understand that it's a great battle each time, and you know what, last time we were here before Christmas was a great example of how we were up by 3 or 4 goals, and you know we had to pull our goaltender for about 35 seconds, and they scored, and that was the end of it. You know what, we lost 8-4. So you know what, it doesn't take much to turn momentum in this league, and when a team has it, you know what, you better be on your toes. As soon as you get on your heels, it's going to be a long night.
Raiders down the stretch. What's the schedule look like ahead? I know it's one game at a time.
Yeah, well, we've got 8 left. We played more games than anyone else in the league, and we're going to have about 10 days off where we're going to be watching everyone else play. So we got to make sure that we're gaining points here in the next 3, and you know what, and sort of control our own fate a little bit. And then of the last 5 games, there's 4 of them that are teams that are either tied with us or below us. And you know what, like I said last interview, that really doesn't matter in this league. But at the same time, we just got to control ourselves and take it one game at a time. But I truly believe that it's going to be up to us, and we control our own fate for the next 3 weeks.
Well, you did that on Wednesday night at home. One of the teams in the mix, the Pembroke Lumber Kings, you defeated them 2-0. They're pretty much on the outside looking in. You outshot them significantly, but the game last Sunday, the Sunday thing, but the 3rd best team in the league, Cornwall Colts, from yesteryear for yourself, 3-2 hockey game. What was that like, Darcy?
Yeah, you know what, it was a very tight match. For the most part, we haven't matched up very well against them all season, and I've been very disappointed with our play every time that we seem to compete against the Colts. But you know what, they weren't very sharp as well, I don't think. And we took advantage of that. The unfortunate thing was we took a penalty with 40 seconds left in the game, and then it's pretty tough to defend 4-on-3 in overtime, and didn't last very long. But we got one important point. You know what, we probably left one on the table in CP on that Friday night. It was a 3-3 game with 3 minutes left, and you know what, that could be a huge point down the stretch as well. But if you're getting any points at all against the top 4 teams in this league, you're doing well.
What do you need to do to be successful tonight? I know it starts goaltending and on the way out.
You know what, I think it's just a good quick start. I think our team thrives, obviously being on top of the opponent early on and playing in the offensive zone and just building momentum. We're very young. I think we're very fragile at the same time. So they have to have success early on in the game to make sure that it just builds for 60 minutes and just get a lot of pucks to the net. Get traffic there, battle it out, and work hard along the boards. Each one-on-one battle is extremely important, but I think it all starts from the very first shift.
Yeah, and one of the stats that really stands out in this league, even though you got it here last time, was scoring the first goal, like you say, get an early start.
It's key. Kempville last week or a week and a half ago came out, they scored 20 seconds in the game, and that was the end of it. And it's frustrating to say because it's a 60-minute hockey game, but with such a young team, I do feel that we're very fragile that way. And you know what, there's a little experience, but there's not enough. And you know what, the first goal, you just carry that in. Every shift you get better and you build on it. But, you give up the first one and it just seems with teenagers, it goes one way or the other extremely fast. And, fortunately we've been on the right side of it, sometimes, but unfortunately it's been the wrong way too. So hopefully tonight we get the first one.
Thanks for doing this as usual. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Darcy Findlay of the Nepean Raiders.